So you got yourself some film equipment and you want to start making money doing what you do, creating content for clients. Well, how do you get noticed and started making stuff around in your community or just building a portfolio to show what you're capable of? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 tips and ways I would start my video production business to start building up my name and portfolio. I already shot this whole video all the way through and then went to turn my camera off and then went to turn my audio recorder off and realized I never hit record on my audio recorder. Have any of you guys ever done that? Like this video, if any of you guys have ever started a video and realized you forgot to hit record on either the camera or the audio or something of the sort. It is very frustrating. So I'm going to try to repeat myself word from word as I did in this past half hour or so. Anyways, number 1 way I would recommend getting started in video is volunteer at your local church. Now, local churches either have video teams internally already, most likely they do, especially in this day and age. And I've seen churches that went straight up Hollywood with 10 to 20 different crew members just to run their Sunday service, which is insane, but it's awesome at the same time. But I've also seen churches where it's one guy with just a webcam on a tripod put out in the center aisle, and that's for just Sunday services. But churches are always doing things either on Facebook or they're now online. And if they're not, they need to be. But they always need some kind of content made, or they have ideas for content they want made and they're just not capable of it. So reaching out to local churches and seeing what you can offer to them, which I've done this early on. And every time I've done this, churches have actually paid me to do this when I've always just offering for free. So doing this is also a good way to either get started making money and getting your business known in the community, especially if you got a community with some big churches and a lot of people go to. You can start getting your stuff done there and shown there. But churches are a really good place to start getting some high quality pieces done in your portfolio and to get some of your work in front of people. Now, number 2 is doing work for nonprofits. Now, this one is personally my favorite because I like working with nonprofits. I like helping people who are doing something I might be passionate about that I can use my services to help either get their message out or to let people know about their services or what it is they're trying to do in the community or bigger than the community. And nonprofits are usually fun to work with because you're starting from almost nothing if they already aren't creating content at all. And most of the time they're going to say yes, they're usually down to help, or they're usually down to take help for anything. So approaching them with either an idea that you may have already or asking them if they have any ideas on if they want a commercial made or some social media pieces of content or something for their website or an explainer video of what they are and how they help. There are also good ways to start making content that you can now showcase or have portfolio pieces for to show. And another good thing about helping nonprofits is if you do, say you do some coverage for a charity event or events that they might be speaking at, while covering that, you're in front of people. So people are starting to see you doing things. And then if they post these videos or share them, most likely somebody's going to ask who did that and how to get in touch with you. And hopefully you're a good person and people like you and they refer you. Being likable is so much more important than your video content quality. 100%. People will not want to work with you if you're going to be an a-hole. Don't be an a-hole. On to number 3, car shows. And this might vary on where you're located, whether you have car shows or not. Now, car shows are a fun place to either go to get in front of people with your camera, and people might have antique cars, sports cars, fancy cars, and some of these people might own businesses or have businesses or need some content created for themselves. You might meet some local car detailers there too as well. With car shows, you can make little montages of the car show event, take that video and post that into the Facebook community pages that will be in front of people in the local area and will probably wonder, who made this video? That was awesome. I need a video made for my company or something of the sort. And what you could do also, and this is what I would recommend, is not just do a montage of the event, but to kind of take a step further to show what you're capable of is to interview the people with their cars. Most of the time, these people with these cars have stories or the cars mean something to them or it's been passed down, generation to generation. If it's like an antique car or if it's a sports car, they might be able to tell you about it or maybe like the history of that specific model. Car people, they always have something to talk about with these cars. So ask them about it. I'm sure they'd love to talk about it. Ask if they want to be on camera, interview them about their car. After the interview, grab some beautiful B-roll shots of the car around, in and out. And if there's anything they talked about, but now you have this beautiful B-roll of this subject that is right there. It was easy to film. You were there. You just interviewed the person. He's right next to the thing. You can do all that in 10 minutes and just kind of go down the line and interview people on their cars. And then you can put all that together into one long video or break them up into bite-sized videos and post them into community chats in the group pages or whatnot, if there is one, for these car shows. And that's just a fun, easy one to do. And I think that's a real effective way to just kind of get out there and get noticed on what you're capable of. And I would definitely bring good audio if you're doing interviews. Do not cheap out on audio. Audio does not have to be expensive. Just know what you're doing. Don't make it sound too bad or you will get judged off that and it will hurt the whole video. Now, hopefully if you're trying to do work in video production, you are paying attention to the other 50%, some would argue 75% of what it takes to run or to make a video, which is audio. So pay attention to that. Number 4 is a spec ad. And a spec ad is a fake commercial that you were not commissioned or hired to make in any way, but it is an ad that you made for yourself as if you were hired by that company to make. So say you got a brand of shoes that you really like and you want to create a commercial for them. Act as if that brand reached out to you to just make a commercial advertising their shoes and go out and shoot a fake shoe commercial and use that in your portfolio piece and post that to kind of show what you're capable of when it comes to certain products. And this works with all kinds of products. It doesn't have to be shoes. This can be food. It can be local, roasteries. Do some coffee stuff and then approach local coffee shops. You can do candle shops. I mean, there's all kinds of products. If you look around, there's people selling all kinds of stuff around you. Just kind of do spec ads that are tailored toward the business you want to approach. Do a spec ad, go in there or email them, show them what you got, what you can do. Say, hey, I can do this. Would you be interested in having something made like this and whatnot? Yeah, you get the point. Spec ads are also useful at creating beautiful pieces in your portfolio, your website. If you don't have a website, you definitely need one. You need yourself a website, especially if you're a business, you're trying to get noticed. Why do you not have a website? Come on. And number 5 is last because it's my least favorite, is do work for free. And what I mean by that is all these other things I've listed is free work, but you are in full control from the start on what it is to do. You're doing something you are choosing to do and are in full creative control of. Approach a restaurant and say, hey, we've never worked with a restaurant before and we would love to start getting this kind of content in our portfolio and be able to work with more restaurants in the future. Would you be interested in a 50% discount on a one-time project or something like that? Something of the sort. I mean, it can be 50%, be 25%, whatever you are comfortable with. But I would recommend starting off with a discount before just straight up working for free, because people will take advantage of you. You can be taken advantage of and be really, really self-aware of what you're doing for free if you are doing free work, and make sure you are benefiting in some way that is really worth it if you're not being compensated financially. That's it for this one. If you guys want to see more videos like this on tips and tricks on how to either run a production company or what goes into it, whether it's little things on like what do we include in our contracts, what do our invoices look like, and how do we price our projects. We do more than just video. We do web design, we do UX, we do websites, we do graphics, we do photography. We're an all-in-one creative media agency. So if you guys have any questions about any of that stuff, we'd love to make videos about it. Just let us know in the comments. And that's it for this one. I will talk to you guys in the next one.